5-2. The technical gap and responses to it.
The technical gap is wide-ranging, but today we will examine one typical example: the establishment of a year-round supply system for agricultural products and required technology.
The distribution of agricultural products is characterized by three main features. 1. Production and harvesting are limited to certain periods or seasons of the year. 2. The storage period is extremely short. And 3. Once planting has occurred, the production process cannot be stopped and resumed in response to market demand. For these reasons, agricultural products inevitably suffer seasonal or annual imbalance between supply and demand, which can cause price fluctuations. In the 1960s, the biggest problem facing producers in most agricultural regions in Japan was indeed a seasonal supply and demand imbalance, which in turn caused price fluctuations.
At the time, producers' incomes were impacted by market prices that could not be forecast and were very unstable compared to today. If we take tomatoes as an example, production quantities increased considerably in the 1960s. However, 90% of the total production was concentrated in the 3 months between June and September, so the winter price was about 1.6 times the summer price. Let's look at 3 technical initiatives undertaken in the production areas to address this underlying problem.
The first is greenhouse cultivation. The introduction of greenhouse cultivation allowed producers to control temperature and humidity, 2 very important conditions for agricultural production. This also enabled the timing of production and shipping to be adjusted. In the 1970s and 1980s, a wide range of greenhouse cultivation technology was devised and rapidly spread nationwide. The second is breed improvement. Diverse varieties of horticultural products that enabled early maturing or late maturing were developed and popularized during Japan's high economic growth period. The production system that combined these diverse varieties, cultivation techniques, and greenhouse cultivation was called a cropping model. Various cropping models were developed that greatly extended the supply period for major crops. The third technology is called relay production. One of Japan's unique features is a long landmass in a largely north-south direction, with different temperature zones depending on latitude and topography. Taking advantage of this, nationwide production areas and producers constructed a network with distributors. They established a system of production where shipping times were slightly staggered. This resulted in stable shipping throughout the year from nationwide production areas and enabled mutual profitability while reducing competition. Against a backdrop of progress in distribution infrastructure and technologies, this network has expanded since the 1980s.
Over time, a series of technologies was introduced. As we saw in the tomato example, these technologies enabled the shipping period to be widely expanded from 3 to 10 months, bringing the price fluctuation down to 1.2 times between seasons. Thanks to these initiatives, planned production and high value adding of crops greatly contributed to the stabilization of producer income. This also led to various benefits for consumers, including year-round access to agricultural products.